Actually, this whole thing was a miracle. You know, when you send two kids, you know, to a spot with little crumbled bones, and they come back and they find a complete dinosaur. That's a mystery how something like that can happen. And then, of course, the dinosaur was the mystery. So it was Misty. My name is Raimund Albersdörfer, and my profession is, I'm a fossil hunter, I'm a dinosaur digger. When I was a little boy, my father was a teacher and a biologist, and you know, he always took me to the fields, you know, and he determined plants and looked for animals, and I had to do something else than my dad did. So what I did, I collected rocks. And from that moment on, I was bound to fossils. And yeah, the whole thing ended up now with Misty, you know, with one of the big finds in this field, which even professional paleontologists probably never will.
I always go out with my dad to quarries. He keeps looking on the countryside for new places to discover, to dig, and I always join him and dig all day.
To me, the fossils told a story. You see a fossil, you know there is a story. It's actually the science on one side, and it's the fact that this was a living creature, you know, living, and finally it died. It did not want to die. I mean, Misty did not want to die, had to die here. It's life, you know, it's something very touching to me that all these little fossils, all these individual ones lived and had to die, had to go. And we are just part of this big process of changes, and life comes and goes and comes and goes. So it's a very strange way I'm intrigued by fossils. Yeah. So for about 3 years, we used to go to Wyoming to this dinosaur, which we have been running there since 2006. And, you know, we combined this like holidays, you know, with my wife, with the children, and for me it was, of course, partially business, but, you know, if you're a dinosaur hunter, you know, your holidays are business and your business is holidays, so actually the whole life is kind of holidays. Anyways, we went to this quarry, which is now quite famous, a Stana quarry in Wyoming, in order to excavate an allosaur we had found the year before, and took the kids to the quarry, of course, and they were excited, you know, I mean, for a child, you know, to be able to dig in the dirt and find dinosaur bones. And I actually had promised them that if they find little pieces of crumbled bones, they could have it and sell it on a flea market. But the unfortunate thing was that this allosaur was very fragile, it was very difficult to dig, and whenever they broke a little, or somebody broke a little piece of bone, you know, I couldn't give it to them. Hey, so they were excited about digging dinosaurs. They were a little bit unhappy not to do their own business.
We were playing around in the quarry, bored because we knew we were not allowed to keep anything, and we were hardly allowed to touch any instrument because the bones were very fragile. So we were just playing around, getting really bored, annoying my dad.
They became like a little bit unconcentrated, and they distracted me from my work, and so they were a little bit annoying, you know, so to say. And so I tried to get rid of them. Hey. So then the idea came in my mind, you know, I said, okay, I'm going to send them somewhere else, they can do whatever they want. We're going to go over to that little hilltop, I show you a place, and there you can really find little fragments, and you can keep whatever you want, hey. No problem. Hey.
Well, ultimately, and that was the moment, he said, okay, you can open up your own quarry. And that was the moment where we were completely psyched. The next morning at 6 o'clock, we wake up and we drive to the quarry where we got my dad's car. It was an old GMC, and we raced about the ranch looking for spots. And we were pointed out one spot specifically where some bone crumbled out of the ground. And well, we started digging there. We hoped to find maybe a big fragment we could sell for $1 or $2. And well, when we started digging, this fragment that was sticking out of the ground, it just wouldn't stop. It just kept on going. And it went for 1 meter long until it was this long. And of course we were digging like crazy. We forgot everything. We were completely dehydrated. We didn't care about anything. And well, so we tried to excavate this one bone, but as we did, we hit another bone. So we couldn't excavate that one, and it kept on going and going, until in the end we had opened up half of this little hill, and well, we were totally lost in where to dig first. So we raced back to my dad.
I actually forgot about the kids. You know, during the day we were focused on our work, and it was at one point, quite late afternoon, towards the end of our, the digging period that day, when I heard the car actually racing down from the hill, I mean, they are a little bit crazy anyway, but they were really racing down the hill, and I thought, what the hell, what are you doing there? And they came, jumped out of the car, and, Dad, we found a dinosaur. And I said, oh, yes, you found a dinosaur, I was very polite to them and said, and, what kind of dinosaur? Dad, we found a bone that big here. Oh, yes, of course you found a bone that big. I wanted to finish my work in the quarry. I was happy, that they had been gone the whole day, but, they insisted, you have to come, Dad. We found the dinosaur. I said, okay.
We insisted that you would come along just to see this for one time. Well, obviously, the moment he saw it, it was clear that this was a dinosaur.
What I saw was a leg bone about 1 meter long. Solid, black, beautiful bone. Can you imagine her? And I had told the kids, they could keep whatever they had found. Anyway, they had really excavated a complete femur from tip to tip. Hey? And the cool thing was they had tried to dig around the specimen, because you have to put it on a pedestal before you can extract it from the ground. And they had hit adjacent leg bones, the tibia and the fibula, and on the other side there were parts of the hip. So there were all signs, that this was a complete dinosaur, a more or less complete sauropod. And I mean, in the history of natural history, there are only a handful of relatively complete finds of these big sauropods. Because normally when a big sauropod carcass lies around somewhere in the open fields, predators come, tear it apart, tear a leg to this direction, and a neck to that direction, and they never eat the pieces they drag away at the spot where the dinosaur is, or the dead animal is lying, because the danger of other big predators coming is too big. So normally every big carcass will be torn apart, but here, we really had the leg intact. Here we saw hip bones, and the kids had already extracted a few other bones, so everywhere was bone of this gigantic specimen. So yes, the kids had found a dinosaur. Misty is one of the great finds we have ever made. I mean, we found in Europe the best dinosaur that was ever found in Europe. Hey, we found flying reptiles, whatever. Hey. But this is one of the 2 or 3 best finds.
Imagine being a kid, being 13-year-old, and going treasure hunting. I mean, that's the most amazing thing you could imagine. But then to actually find a treasure, and to find a treasure that is, well, going to be 17 meter long, 150 million years old, and it's going to be a dinosaur. I mean, that's just every kid's dream, and I got to live that. And imagine contributing something this vital, this essential. It is surreal, really.
Misty is a very special find to all of us. This is the dinosaur of my family. This is the dinosaur my children found. My wife was there. I was there. Hey, it's a very personal find to me. And of course, Misty ending up in the oldest natural history museum in Europe is just an honor for us.
Raymond, where are you? And Benjamin, you're here too? I didn't tell too much. Please.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I now guess you already know who I am, but today it is with great delight for me to be able to say that in this case it's more my sons Jacob and Benjamin who had a big influence, actually a crucial influence, on the discovery and the story of this magnificent dinosaur, which is one of the ultimate highlights of my entire life or career. So I have to step back with modesty this time. Please, Benjamin.
Thank you.
In 2010, as we did almost every summer, my entire family and I went dinosaur hunting in Wyoming in a little quarry. It's absolutely amazing. It's incredibly weird to see all those people admiring this mighty dinosaur when actually, on a very personal level, I found this. I mean, I dug this out of the ground when I was playing with my brother.
Yeah. And it's something I feel kind of blessed, because you really see You know, when you see these people standing around, you really see that you could actually contribute something that makes people happy, that stimulates the interest of people in natural history. What I think is a very important part, you know, we have to fulfill right now. And yes, coming here and seeing the people admiring what you did with your hands, with the efforts of your mind, is a very, it's very moving to me.
Yeah,
you know?
to me too.
Makes
definitely.
me proud, actually.
Yes.
Makes me proud of you too.
Thank you very much.